the capacity to agree and come round to agree is something that is priceless. Over the past weeks, the Lagos State House of Assembly was embroiled in some sort of crisis, leading to the suspension of 4 members and the removal of 2 principal officers from their positions. The crisis climaxed with the locking of the legislative offices of the lawmakers with padlocks. But peace is on the way to the troubled house after intervention of the Governor's Advisory Council, that's GAC in the state. The GAC met with the Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, and the 4 lawmakers, and needed reconciliation is being achieved. Babajide, over and over again, the head of our legislative arms, maybe the Speaker or State House of Assembly Speaker, there have been court cases and that has said that no, you don't have rights to deny the constituency of these people, apart from the 2 weeks that you cannot suspend lawmakers indefinitely. Again, the Speaker of the Lagos House of Assembly has looked away another way that law by suspending 4 of his lawmakers indefinitely.
Yes, first and foremost, I have to congratulate the GAC members for stepping in, because this is what you expect to see where we have elders. Young people may misbehave, young people may do odd things, but where there are elders, the elders will step in and try to solve the problem. Just show them that, look, this is not the way to do things. The man who is the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly is a young man. No matter how much powers he has now, he's a young man. We know that he's a young man, at least not as old as some of us. So, and those Babas and the GAC, Baba, Lucy, and the rest of them, they have seen so much. They will be able to say, look, this is the way to go, so that the party in the state, because all of them are products of the APC, they are products of the party. Nobody can be bigger than the party. The man who is the secretary of the party in the state affirmed that these persons did not get fair hearing. But in spite of that, the Speaker has refused to lift their suspension. In fact, Speaker Obasa did something that really shocked me, because I used to see him as a gentleman. You suspended people. After suspending them, you then set up a committee. That means you put the cart before the horse.
Preempted.
You are supposed to first try them. And that's why if those guys go to court, they will win the case. But I know that they are good party men, and they would rather want to see all the avenues for resolution explored before going. If they decided to go to court, the way Dino Melaye went to court, the way Ndumen went to court. In fact, I remember Ndumen was asked to apologize. He refused, because he knew we would win in court.
We got justice in court.
His governor then, Kashim Shettima, led people to go and beg Bukola Saraki. But Ndumen refused to apologize. And at the end of the day, Bukola Saraki lost the matter.
The Speaker Obasa is just first among equals.
Yes.
He was voted the same way.
He's not superior to all those people. You know, people have been accusing us, so you are not talking about this matter. Because for me, I knew that time will come when these leaders will intervene and there will be peace again. But some of what we have seen, I mean, look at the people that are suspended. Oshun is a 4th-timer. These are experienced lawmakers. Abiru is a 4th-timer. You know? The people, those are the principal officers. The other people, 3rd-timer.
Jimo.
Yes, you know, 3rd-timer. Yes, the 2 of them, 3rd-timer. So what we are saying here is you must give people fair hearing. You can't, even if you acquire all the powers in the world, which you do not have,
The wealth.
you must give people fair hearing. You can't just suspend people. And these are representatives of the people. Indefinitely. Where did you get that power? Which constitution? Show me the constitution that says you can suspend people indefinitely. Where? And then you move.
legislators that were voted for.
Let's even look at it from the moral standpoint. Because our politicians misbehave a lot, and that's my quarrel with them. Let's even look at it from the moral standpoint. These guys have legislative aids. You also shut those ones out because by the second day, you lock the gates against them.
All their
and lock
aids.
their offices. So, and what the courts are saying is, you can't deny a people representation indefinitely. You can't. All the other people, the Meji Bankole did it, he lost the case. Bukola Saraki, he lost to Omar Agege, he lost to Alion Dume.
The offices the next day. This is what.
You know, he lost to Alion Dume. Dino Melaye, as stubborn as he was then, he still managed to win the case in court because the law is the law.
It has never been in favor of
This kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's no parallel that Speaker Obasa can point to.
There's
no parallel. There is nowhere he can say that he derived the power to suspend anybody indefinitely. So the good thing, the Babas are intervening. Because the people from those constituencies are complaining and say, Jide Yuepu choose not to talk about this. Is it right for us to be denied representation? Is it right?
Even some civil society activists.
So this is the thing. We hope that sanity will eventually prevail.
See, what do you make of this tyranny?
Because that's what it is.
You've already called you the name.
No, he knows that you are a man of words. That you probably find a better word. That's why he's thinking, okay, before you look for your own word, let me drop my own.
Yes. No, but I think that the capacity of the elders to intervene and find balance to these interests is important. The fact is that the law is the law. And lawmakers are the ones who make the law. We would expect that they would usually be the best example, so to speak, of the laws they make. They are custodians. But when these sort of things happen, so I think that, given the precedent that he has even cited, from time to time, we get to tipping points. We must put an end to it. How do we do that? In Lagos, for instance, the GAC has come together to say, no, let it be resolved this way. Elders have spoken, it's important. But I think that at the party level finding ways of, these things should have been simmering for some time. And maybe people didn't think it would get to that point. So it is important that internal control mechanisms are strengthened to make sure that whenever we have, disagreements will always come. You can't take it away. But yes, we must find better, maturer, more civilized ways of balancing interests within the system, within the party, so that it doesn't, play out too much. For now, what we see or what we know is that these people that have been suspended, that now there's an intervention. But I think that for a speaker who went for the overkill, something may give eventually. I don't know. But because if he even took that step against advice.
Look at the Agada Godo that they used to. In the modern age, we are using this kind of law.
For going for the overkill, I just hope that in time, all of these things will be put where they belong, and then there will be peace. I think that's what we all want ultimately. That peace.
Can you imagine?
See the Agada Godo.
That peace. Suspending 4 members indefinitely and locking at 8.
Even the other people, you
Even
see the thing
members
is,
that-
those two guys, the principal officers were not even suspended. What they did was he demoted them. At least that was the announcement.
That was made in the floor of the house.
Then suddenly
Next
he just
day,
felt, okay, what?
Okay, all of them should go.
Yes, you just I can suspend them. But that's not what you announced. Then the insubordination that you are talking about, you have not defined it. Insubordination, how? Define it. Let's know. At least in the case of the Senate, they accused they accused Omar Agege of going to court. And the judge said, no, there's no law that says that the Senate cannot be taken to court. There's no such law. Because Bukola Saraki was waxing lyrical and playing the Greek god when he said, oh, you moved, why did you against the convention of the Senate take the Senate to court? But the Nigerian constitution is superior to everyone. And that the court of law in our country is a place where everybody is free to go. Otherwise, there will be tyranny. And they went there and the judge, I think Justice Soho said, no, there is no law that says that someone that is an offense to go to court. So that is the thing. So here we are, history repeating itself in a very crude manner. We cannot have a situation in which lawmakers get suspended indefinitely. When you do that, you are not just punishing the lawmaker, you are punishing his constituents because you deny their representation. And that's why the law is clear about the time limit. So once that is breached, it's an exercise in futility. And all the money that, look at Dino, for so long, he was suspended. But the court ruled that they should pay him for all the time that he was not even there at the National Assembly. And that's the same thing that happened to Omar Gege, the same thing that happened to
so many other cases like that have been tested in the court of law and they've not actually had their way. I want to thank you, Cyril Abako, my friend from Africa. Thank you, my senior researcher. Thank you. For being on this program, DKO. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11. You can also watch Journalist Hangouts on our platforms showing on the screen. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I'm Ayodele Ozwako. See you tomorrow and God bless Nigeria.